Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're having a conversation around visualization. So when we think of understanding our career path and the journey and success, we want to start visualizing what that look like in the future. So we see it, we believe it, we achieve it. That's how the saying goes, right? So we think of it, we believe that most time, oh, this is where we want to get to our career. We set a goal and that's basically it. No, sometimes we need to understand or believe it that that's the journey I'm on. It's 5 years out, it's 10 years out, but I believe it. I start seeing it, I start visualizing it. And so therefore, visualizing becomes your success, your motivation tools, because now you have said, okay, this is what it looks like in 5 years, right? So a lot of these tools are rooted in science, basically. So I'm not going to dive into the science regarding that but obviously I make more videos around what that looks like without going to science by giving you some things you can do and some things you can probably look at, right? Without, I'll probably get somebody who can unlock some of the science and bring them on. That might be a great guess, basically. Oh, so let's think about that, right? So we need to harness this power so that we can understand and reach our goals that we're thinking about and what our career path look like. So technically, research, I've looked at the mental phase of this in terms of what are you thinking about to improve your performance in your career, right? They do this a lot for athletes, basically people who are performing at extremely high level, to visualize their movements consistently, what they're looking at, how they're training, so they actually see it, basically. So professionals who are visualizing success, basically can challenge themselves. And I think this can go really well for people in their career path as well. I think this is not just for professional athletes or anyone else. I think in your career you should start visualizing what that looks like. Basically, if it's a could be an immediate goal for the next 2 days, or it could be a long-term goal. Start visualizing what that looks like. So lots of research that I've looked at is basically think about the mental side of it in terms of rehearsing this thing in your thoughts, that you're thinking about it. What does success looks like? What activates success? All these things, basically. And again, you've seen people do it. They're closing their eyes. They're thinking about this. So it's a great way for people, especially people who want to get to an extremely high level, to think about, okay, what does this look like? And in some cases, how do you even overcome certain obstacles? So it helps you improve your confidence in terms of reaching there. I remember when I used to play squash. Basically, I don't play as much as I used to. There's just always, my coach used to always say, visualize winning this match, and it was the weirdest thing in the world, right? Because I wasn't a professional player by any means, but yet he did, they always have me visualizing what it looks like to play a good match or all those things, and it was fantastic. So again, by no means I was a professional player, so I'm not trying to advocate that I was a professional player. I just played amateur levels, few matches around New York City, but it dawned on me that this thing was so powerful that I even started using it in my own career. If I'm basically going to work on something, if I want to do something, I should visualize myself, start visualizing myself doing it and accomplishing it. What does it look like? Because that's how some of my coaches actually taught me this thing, basically especially one particular coach always um, oh, let's visualize what this looks like. I mean, granted, he was a top professional player, so probably he learned that in his days, and you see it a lot, basically. So I think it's highly important for us to utilize this in our career as well, in terms of just trying to visualize what does success look like, how are you going to overcome certain obstacles, what are these things look like. So just I would argue and make the case that let's try to start incorporating this as a professional in your career. Because why are we leaving this only for um, whether it's basketball or football or squash or whatever that might be, players? I think we can do it in our career path. We can actually just start thinking about, okay, this is my goal. How am I going to get there? What are the obstacles there? And then start visualizing to spend some time closing your eyes and just visualize what that looks like, basically, and then just go after it. So the idea, again, just to think of the mental image, right? So it's just like think of it, like sit there, look at it. This is my career growth. This is my career path. This is my goal, and you're visualizing these things daily, basically making it, or for some people, if you have the time, potentially weekly. And if you're going for an interview, like visualize what that interview looks like. What does the process look like? What does the outcome look like for you? What is the outcome that you want? And visualize that, right? Engage, according to them, like engage all the senses to help you understand the ideal role you're looking for, how you're going to achieve this, what are the steps and the processes you're going to use to get there. So really just take your time to just go through this process, right? Because it's a high level stuff, especially people who are at senior level. I think it's highly important. If you can't do it yourself, get a career coach that can you can work with. Because I think this is a great tool for people, especially in that senior level, that are looking to really advance their career in that high level. To take a step back and say, okay, what are some of the tools I can apply other than just practicing for, say, the interview or something like that? What kind of tools? So these tools can help you have a mental framework of how are you going to go through this process and get this job that you really want, right? This is your goal. So it would be great to just spend like 5 to 10 minutes, as they're saying right here, to just basically look at it, go through the process, understand it, and just like visualize what that looks like for you, the outcome you want, and then just go after it. So we can see this working in the in the real world, right? As I look up some examples, right? So like a salesperson visualizing how they're going to close a deal. Um, I just think that I probably should have used more of this when I was working in banking, right? Because I was a salesperson in banking, and I have to admit I did well in banking as a salesperson. But yeah, there are some days when I had limiting beliefs. Like I remember when I started scaling up my sales calls to reach out to people in higher levels, senior level CEOs, all those things. There was some limiting belief whether or not I can do this. And I remember, my sales leader, my boss said to me, "No, no, you can do that. You're doing well. Just go out and do it." I actually wish I basically had this visualizing techniques that I could probably just sit down and just kind of envision what this looked like, basically, and just help me have a mental framework of just like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, here's how I'm going to process. But so eventually, I had to practice, like just like arbitrarily practice. How am I going to make a sales call? And then go into it, right? Job seeker, you're basically, there's a lot of self doubt going on, walking in this interview. Try to use that visualization, especially like you're walking in and you have like 5 minutes. Use that moment to just visualize and just calm yourself down. Just like think about what this looks like for you. How are you going to accomplish this? What is going to make sense for you? Try to visualize the good piece of this interview process, and then helps you improve your confidence going in, right? For leaders, basically professional aiming for a leadership role, visualize giving the right speech to the team. Just visualize the whole process, right? Practice public speaking. I did a video on public speaking, so if you want, you can go check out that video. I think it would be useful to just like visualize what this looks like. This public speaking. What is it? How do you incorporate like an elevator pitch on that? I actually did one on the elevator pitch too for that interview process and leadership process. So this helps a lot, right? So it gives you a mental framework of just like, okay, what does this look like? and you can see it and paint a picture of what does it look like, and a framework for how you're going to go step by step in terms of accomplish things. I think it's really great for a lot of professionals to incorporate this as part of their toolkit to basically attack some of the things that what you're looking for. Whether it's an early person looking for a job, a job seeker, or a professional person pivoting to a new job, or a salesperson going in to close a lead, or a leader basically giving a presentation to the group or things like that is fantastic. And again, like I said, if it's something that you don't think you can do yourself, you can get a coach basically that can help you with the process and just learn how to do this. Basically, make it a habit in terms of when you're going into certain environment that is probably new to you, you can visualize what it can look like. Uh, Again, as they say, the saying goes, if you can see it, you can basically most of the time you will believe it. Basically, it's just what this visualization tool is pretty powerful in terms of just allow you just to see what does the vision look like, and then frame that out just by having and just go through the process, right? So to give you the moment to just think through it. And you don't need to do this every day, right? So this has to be a daily thing. It can be. I remember listening to a podcast, and I think it was a Stephen Bartlett podcast, where this young lady, she was some Olympian, and she was on it, and she was talking about visualization and how she used visualization as a tool to help her prepare for certain things. I hope I got that right, basically, but I think so. I can go back and probably watch that video again, probably just put it in the link for you guys at the bottom. But it was a great way to just see at the top level how they're using visualization as a tool, basically to help them believe they're seeing it, they believe they can execute on this. I think lots of professionals, career professionals, can use the same tool in terms of visualization to help you kind of just frame this as a step by step. I think I'm going to take a deeper dive on this. This is a pretty short video. I'm going to take a deeper dive, potentially try to interview someone that can actually walk us through this, because I personally believe it's powerful. I've been using it lately a lot, basically in my work process, just visualizing what this do. Even the podcast video, like when I first started this, I just started these doing videos about, I don't know, probably 3 months, 4 months, and I just visualized what it would look like. Basically, even though most of you probably say, "Why do I need that?" You're like you're a lecturer, you're teaching, and all those things. But you'll be surprised. Anytime you go into a different environment, you still need to have to see what it looks like and believe it. And visualizing it helps basically. So so again, we always have limiting belief no matter what we do when we walk into a new environment, right? So it's a really great tool to have in our toolkit, this visualization thing. So just like visualize what this looks like. Just take some time and just like see it step by step. What does the framework look like? How do I get from A to B? What are the steps? And then just apply it as you go, right? So you take action and then you can just keep going. So here's my final thought. My final thoughts are: one, visualize it, believe it, achieve it, right? I've been hearing this from a kid. Every time I play sports, they always say this to me. I just never thought to apply it to my career. And it wasn't lately. I just started saying, oh, what if I just start doing some of these things people are always saying to do it? Like I said, when I was playing squash back in the days, my coach always had me do this. So I just like, oh, okay, how do I frame this and put it into my career as a thing? And I just start doing it as a part. 'Cause, we meditate and all those things, and we have meditation as something in our toolkit to keep us calm and relaxed. I think visualization is one thing that you can bring in, and this is something I'm using, and I'm just bringing this to you guys. So hopefully this was helpful. If you found it helpful, please subscribe to the channel. I know most of you are busy and you just have a lot of things that you're going, but if this channel is particularly suited for you, please feel free to subscribe. I personally don't need a lot of followers and subscribers all over. Basically, I'm making these videos for people that is really, really, really important to and relate to. So if this relates to you, I would be excited if you can subscribe, because subscribing allows me to push videos to the people who want it the most. So that'd be great. Thank you so much. And again, if it's for you and you like it, feel free to share it with someone that you think could benefit from it. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, and have a great, great day.